Hey guys, it's here bringing you another video and welcome to a new Challenger Spectate. We are watching an Akshan today, and the reason why is I've not been playing as much mid lane recently. I think that's pretty evident, and a big reason for that is the modern game of mid is basically if you don't roam, you're not that useful. Even a lot of the mages that are played mid, Aurelion Sol, Kassadin, they are more roaming centric than not. I don't love roaming mid laners, but if I am getting a little bit of mid lane withdrawal, it has made me think, if I were to go back to mid, what would I play? And I think Akshan, it's a pretty powerful option for a couple of reasons. And I do actually think one of the reasons people will be aware of, but maybe they don't think too much about, and meanwhile they were enemy team waiting and luring the Rek'Sai in, so they get first blood. The revive. So the revive mechanic on Akshan is something that is heavily debated all the time. It's not what you could call the fairest of mechanic. A lot of people think it should have a limit of maybe reviving one person every so often, not everyone. But while it's in its current state, I urge you to think if you're someone that likes mid lane, you don't mind roaming, and you need an AD pick, Akshan arguably should be your pick. And it's because of the revive. One of the biggest things that I and a lot of people feel, and meanwhile Belveth is still trying to get that red, which is quite funny. But yeah, one of the biggest things that I and a lot of people feel in SOLOQ is you can't trust your teammates. Although, just playing Akshan doesn't fix that immediately, the fact that you can just go, oh, okay, if I have a good game, me as Akshan, I can directly make my team come back alive if I play well. That is something that is unique to Akshan. He's the only champion in the game with this absolute revive mechanic. Now, this game is not going very well for Red Team. So this might be a great example of what I'm kind of talking about. Akshan himself has some pretty good individual strength. AD carries, I know it's a sensitive point to some AD carry players especially, but their items are pretty strong. They are... The reason I think why a lot of AD carries like to complain is because they do have arguably the highest damage output out of any class in the game, as they should. They're an AD carry, but with that obviously becomes they're the main focus in every game. So you can kind of see why it will be annoying if you only play AD, that you're going to get focused every game, and that probably isn't the most fun. But again, you should kind of accept that, because it will be kind of hilarious if you don't focus an AD carry. It's just giving the game to the enemy. Now Echo misses his W, so nice little engage there on Akshan, and that again is another learning lesson people need to have, is not every fight, not every trade is a kill. I think a lot of especially lower rating people need to know that, and I see it all the time. I occasionally tune into streams like Salty Timo still to this day, and that's a very popular thing that I kind of see. Oh, he goes back into the fight with the Camille. The Echo stun's coming. Can they get the kill? They can, and he avoids the stun. Really nice play by the Akshan. But yeah, there's something I see all the time in the lower rating you go, is they don't just simply trade. They fight all into the death. And that just sometimes isn't what you need to do. Little trades that if you can positively trade again and again and again without risking too much health, and you are out trading your opponent, in the long term, it will give you more. And that's the kind of psychological side that you need to make sure you're okay, or, you kind of say, oh, he got stunned. Big fight obviously happening. Red team, I would say they're overplaying a little bit here. Draven, who's an early game god, didn't follow the play. He's staying bot lane. Yeah, I wouldn't be invading that deep that early, but here we are, and we're now 6-1 down. Akshan the only one with a kill. Has got teleport, by the way, so both Echo and Akshan are running TP in mid lane. As I said, the way of mid lane nowadays is all about roaming, so you see a lot less ignite in mid, and the sole purpose for that is you roam, and then you get to have teleport to go back to lane. That's literally why. Because the game fundamentally has just turned into roaming mid. And for those that are like, why? It's for a couple reasons. Roaming was very heavy focused last year. And that was just because I think a lot of mages weren't very good, and a lot of mages couldn't keep up with the roaming game, and that's quite a common thing, is how fast the game is. The game is very fast paced nowadays, and a control mage that can't really roam, like let's say a Nivea, my favorite, she's one of the slowest champions in the game. She's really bad at roaming. she can't keep up. And I think last year made it a lot of people in their heads of, oh, I'm going to be roam-centric in SOLOQ. And then, yeah, mages are a bit better this year than last. But what did they do in this year? The map changes. And the map changes have basically just made roaming a lot easier. You have a direct way to get to bot lane from mid all the way in your own territory on both sides. That didn't exist before. So where it used to be a bit more risky to roam, it's lessened the risk even more. So another death we did see there, that Belveth is now 4-1. Kai'Sa is 2-1. Draven is double farm because he's not got involved in the plays yet. So if Draven gets one big payout, that could change a lot of things. But yeah, this game so far, not looking good. First Dragon even going for blue team. And this is, again, you see it all the time in SOLOQ. People give up really easily. Now, what was I talking about? The game is all about roaming. Lo and behold, what is Akshan doing? He's heading bot lane. That's the way of the game. Again, I know some people don't like to accept it, but that is how you play League of Legends nowadays. I do wish it was slightly changed, but it is what it is. Oh, that was a mistake by Pyke. So that gives Akshan a nice free kill. And I think he might have been scoundreled, so he might have even given bonus gold there too. So that was Shen'el, by the way, in top lane. I don't think the Shen'el went through. Oh, and a really good snipe, and that is a bonus gold for the Draven. Wow, that is right there, a turn of events. Look at the gold. They're 200 gold now behind. They're half in kills. But the Scoundrel, which does give Akshan some bonus gold if memory serves correct. Yeah, it gives him a bonus 100 gold for a kill if someone is a Scoundrel. And Draven, whatever the hell, he just got as a payout. Can we see? He just got 460 as a bonus. So that is where this has been a little bit more evened up after just 2 kills. So never discount, well, Draven and SOLOQ clearly, but even Akshan is a great tool for getting back into games. So they also get Pyke dead again. So the Pyke now has died 2 times back to back. Really nice use there. So Akshan, one of his benefits as an AD carry is he's quite mobile, as long as you've got as long as you've got good control over your E, which obviously a challenger player would. That was a really bad Echo ult. There's no other way to sugarcoat that. That just wasn't good. He's stealthing. He is letting the Rek'Sai know that the Echo is looking to follow. And obviously Echo with that kind of random ult play, yeah, he's going to be going fairly desperate for a kill. Galio ult preemptively to protect the Echo without even Akshan going all in. So the enemy team, they're trying to play very in the face of red team, and they're playing quite forward. And even like that preemptive Galio ult is a, hey, you back off. Like, we've got this. You don't get any return kills here. There's nothing you can do about it. So very high aggression from blue team. As for scaling, because that's always something worth knowing. So blue team, who is currently ahead, Galio's pretty good scaling. Like he becomes a bit more of a team helper. Meanwhile, Draven with a kill in bot lane. Return kill though on Camille by the tower. But yeah, Belveth scales great, as you all know. Echo scales okay, but it's situational strength. Kai'Sa obviously scales great. And Pyke, again, it's quite situational strength. It all depends, can he land that ultimate combo? And then the enemy team, so Shen, scales okay, but obviously kind of like Galio on the opposition team, he becomes more of a team helper than a carry in any way. Rek'Sai, again, I don't think have the best scaling in the world. Belveth definitely probably wins that late game scale matchup. Akshan scales very good. It's a typical late game AD carry focus. With also, don't even underestimate the revive in terms of scaling. I know to some people, like, how's that scaling? If you're in late game and you just lose out of fight, but then Akshan can revive 2 or 3 of your team, or he brings 2 or 3 people back to life straight away. That is crazy in late game. Draven, again, not the best scaling versus a Kai'Sa, but is a incredible snowballing. Nice overstay by Kai'Sa, and Rek'Sai will pick up the kill. But yeah, Draven doesn't scale amazing compared to other AD carries. He can still do great late game damage, definitely, with his high damage build. But you can see his build that he's doing at the moment is more lethality. He's going for snowballing in SOLOQ, which again is probably what you need to do this game to get back into it. And then one of the benefits that red team has got, they don't have a standard support like even a Pyke. They've got a Camille. So the modern game of League is obviously a bit bizarre when it comes to supports. Camille is not a support, and she isn't definitely a support in mid to late game. She's just another bruiser. So that's also very powerful. So Pyke goes down again. So this Pyke has gone from, you know, early game going very well to now they can't stay alive. Akshan, again, roaming constantly. As I said, don't be too surprised. Ooh-hoo-hoo. Very nice. Gets one kill. Cancels his E. Flashes to avoid the W. Shen ultimate helps out. Does actually just help secure the second kill. And that is worth it. Shen gets an assist on that and gets to stay in top lane. So, not bad. Ooh, that was a crazy play. This Galio, by the way, I'm a bit confused by it. So, one, it's Galio top. That's weird. Two, it's Ignite Galio top, not even TP. And then it's an Riftmaker rush. I've never seen this before, ever. Arguable overstay by the bot lane. Again, both Akshan and Echo are going to be looking to roam. Both of these are roaming mid laners. That, again, I hate to stress the point enough, but it is how you have to play mid lane nowadays. It's why I've stopped playing it. As I said, if you play a Nivea who can't really roam, you just get left behind. And then your opponent, your opponent is going to be a roaming mid laner, because that's how people play the game. Here we go. Boom, gets the revive on the Camille, and now we'll kill the Pyke, and wabam. So it does seem a little bit funny that this game more is being determined by who's running bot lane, but if you are playing SOLOQ and do modern like now, this should not be a surprise. This is how you have to play the game if you want to play mid lane. It's unfortunate, I feel, because it's basically taking away from mid lane in itself, and that actually could be the question of this video. What's your guys' opinion on that? Do you guys think it adds to the game? It's an extra skill that mid laners have to have? Or do you think, a bit like me, it actually takes away from the role being mid lane? Because to actually build a lead, you're not doing it in mid. You're doing it, on average, in bot. So Echo trying to base, nice to cancel it. It's not always worth cancelling bases, by the way. It is situational. So again, just to kind of go over that fact, why would it sometimes be worth letting them base versus not? So if you've got a lead of items, like this Akshan has got a big lead over Echo, it's worth keeping the Echo around so he can't spend his gold. Because in a straight up fight right now, this Akshan's got 1.5 items. Echo's not even got 1 item. So it is sometimes worth keeping them around because you know, hey, I'm stronger than you right now. And obviously that also means in comparison to the rest of your team, Echo hasn't got an item yet. So if they're on a weakened state, arguably try to keep them around. But then obviously the opposite is true, is if you're having a rough time and you're in that kind of situation that you're having a bad time, you're not farming very well, Echo's gone for some reason, but your opponent who's ahead of you wants to go back, sometimes it's worth letting them go back. It's like, hey, I can get a bit of, you know, I can breathe a little bit, I can hopefully get a bit of farm here, in the time that you let them go back. So again, it's situational. It's not a cookie cutter, like even perfect examples. It's going to change every now and then as well. So Galio did ultimate, by the way, into mid lane. Echo did reconnect. Galio using his damage reduction on his W. Ooh, Draven. Ooh, really good E by Draven, though. And really good Shenol. And lovely cleanup from red team. And Akshan arguably not going to get this kill, but does a bit of tower damage nonetheless. So again, good Shen ultimates. Ooh, Bel'Veth running in like there's nothing to care about and gets caught out for that. That was quite bad. Echo going for a crazy play involving his flash and actually gets the kill. Ultimate's back, which I would say is questionable that he did that. I don't think the Akshan was quite prepared for it. The reason why I say it's questionable to be ulting back like that is you could just give the Akshan passive. Unfortunately, it doesn't, but it was close probably. So yeah. So now, remember this game started around, what, 6 kills to 1? Red team has now taken over. Red team has also got both dragons. So again, I like showing this sometimes because so many people in lower ranks, especially, and again, I include Diamond in a lower rank to this game, because again, the mentals you see sometimes in Diamond are questionable, would have given up like after 2 minutes, 3 minutes in this game when they're already behind. So many solo queue players are like, this game's done. It's not always the case. It's done if you give up. No one on red team gave up. You know, Kai'Sa is still near enough half-ish Draven's farm. That's crazy. They've never, like, so Kai'Sa, when they went all for that grouping play that got them their kill lead here, Draven was just crazy farming, and then Draven got that massive payout. There's always ways to get back into the game. Akshan obviously has done some great roams this game. He's been involved in 11 out of now the 19 kills. So unfortunately, Draven once again goes down because he's in mid lane by himself. Akshan waiting for the Echo is seen, so that exclamation mark above the Echo's face would have been kind of saying, hey, you're in vision here, that they know you're here. Goes for an ultimate, Akshan kind of baits it out, and he does go down. The Camille roams back to bot lane. So, crazy amount of kills, I will say, for a challenger game. There is currently 39 kills in 16 minutes in a challenger EU West game. This doesn't happen very often, by the way. This is a bloodbath of a solo queue game. But it is becoming more common that these games are happening because, as I said earlier, the tempo of the game in Modern is really quick. Now, if you're wondering what that ultimate is, it's to do some damage, and again, both of them end up dying, to do some damage to make the Kai'Sa scared to keep going forward in that play. But ultimately, they did very well, and they should open up the mid tower, which again opens up the whole map. Akshan on his way top lane, potentially. Galio's got no mana. And here we go, stealth time up with his W, and again, with being roam-centric, having a stealth that you just have to stick to terrain is very powerful. Now, even if Akshan wasn't going top lane, by the way, that is a odd Galio base, and that will be a dead chicken. So there we go. Dragon is spawning in 15-ish seconds, so I'd expect people to start basing and maybe heading over. But yeah, crazy game. 43 kills now in 17.5 minutes. Absolutely ridiculous. And it is the way of the game. Let me know what you guys think. Do you like the fast tempo? Because obviously there are players out there. I'd prefer a bit of a slower game. But where there's one person like me that prefers a slower, more methodical game, there's also people out there that like a really fast-paced game. And that's the thing you always have to know. And it's why game design and game balance is so difficult, because everyone's different. Ooh, really good avoidance by Camille there. Echo goes for more damage. Oh, look at the action. Goes for an ultimate. Knows he can catch the Echo back ultimate, so he doesn't even think about him right now. That right there is really, really confident and basically perfect targeting. That's what you like to see. So that was really good. 10-7 Akshan. Again, his item build, which is a natural, I think, item build for Akshan, is Kraken and Bloodblade the Ruined King. Two pretty strong items that will just melt through people. Yeah, it's just crazy. So Galio didn't even get involved in that fight. And unfortunately, Draven once again goes down. So Galio did finally get involved, but they got the Draven. Will they get a return kill? And, ooh, they don't yet. Will the Akshan be the hero? Let's see. Here we go. Ooh, what is going on? Ooh, what is going on? Oh, he picks up that kill, and then obviously on that gets the reset, and then can just Batman away. I really do like the grapple hook mechanic, I will say that. I think it's very good. And obviously nowadays, I think you can indefinitely spin on some objects. So Bel'Veth did not want that to go. That could be costly, though. So again, she did not want to give up that wolf. Will it be the end? No, it will not. She just survives. And there we go. So item build moving forward for Akshan. Not entirely sure what else he's going to build. Maybe Terminus. Collector you do see hovering around Akshans every now and then, because it's a very good snowballing item. Very good for just finishing. What? So that was Shen and that was Shen TP and Galio at the same time. Very odd Galio ults. So again, they just are now snowballing through the enemy team. Akshan damage is crazy high right now. Can he pick off the Bel'Veth? Nope. It's blocked by both Pyke and the tower, and Baron is being pinged. But yeah, so this is kind of what I'm talking about. If I do want to go back to mid lane, which again I am getting withdrawals, I may need to pick up something like Akshan. At the very least, I have to pick up a champion that is more roam-centric than my champions that I typically enjoy. Like, that is just straight up truth. The champs I enjoy I guess Ori at the moment would be the closest when it comes to being good at roaming, but they also, instead of kind of getting rid of Malignance or just nerfing it more, they're targeting the champions it's good with, which again is just doesn't make a lot of sense when it's the item doing the problems. But they're nerfing Kassadin, they're nerfing Ari, they've already nerfed Karma, which again, ipso facto, it's the item that's the problem. But yeah, Riot sometimes have an odd way to balance things, because in essence, the champions that are good with it, they're nerfing so much that they may not even buy Malignance anymore, because they're basically highlighting other areas of their kit. So then if the champions that like Malignance no longer buy it, what's the point of the item? It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, Baron has been killed by red team. You can see the gold lead at the moment is roughly 10,000. And they are going to be looking to knock on the door of the enemy team's base pretty soon. So it was Terminus, by the way. So it's a crazy DPS build. Shen is currently 2v1ing. Enemy team in that whole time actually spawns Rift Herald, which is quite funny. She's going to use it to escape, but Echo's going to walk straight in, and boom, like we spoke about, one of the strengths of Akshan later, revive. When normally the later in the game, the longer obviously the revive timers get. Well, Shen's back. So Shen right now can choose to go mid to block the Galio or go top lane. They just killed him, but the pressure of Shen is now back again. Really nice damage, really good kind of phasing the enemy team away. So now tier 2. And yeah, both top laners are now fighting each other. And that is all because normally a death like that would be a death, and Galio probably would have got the tower. Well, no, because Shen got revived. They're straight back in it. They had the number advantage straight away. So this is where I do rate Akshan as a very, very powerful solo queue champion. Really good delay there. It was actually again, a little bit cocky, you could say, that he was kind of like, yeah, come for me, try to taunt me. Oh, really? That Kai'Sa, I think, overestimated her strength. Echo did get the Akshan, though, so that is one of the negatives. Akshan is squishy, but focusing the Akshan so much does open them up to the rest of them. Echo does survive with his ultimate, but now you've still got a very fed Draven moving forward. So, looks like the game should be over soon. And again, one of the benefits of obviously having TP, if they continue this for 20 more seconds, Akshan could just teleport straight into the base. That's the power of teleport. It's again why you're seeing so many more people take TP nowadays instead of Ignite in mid lane, etc. Big Draven damage, doesn't get the kill on Echo, very close, and there is the game. But there we go. That is, again, near a perfect example of Akshan in solo queue. It's very roam heavy, but it's also, yeah, roaming is the way you play. But that is not just an Akshan thing, that's a mid lane thing. That's what you saw Echo do this game, and that's just modern. But anyway, that is going to be it. Let me know what you think down below. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys next time. Peace. Oh, also, remember to check out my second YouTube channel, HuzzyXtra. It will be linked down below. Currently uploading a Manor Lords mini-series, and we're working to get that channel remonetized. And to do that, we need watch hours. So it's not just a view that helps. It's the amount of time that you're watching the content for. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. See you guys next time. Peace.